This is the Troll Patrol. Live. With Justin. FREAKIN.
Welcome back to the Troll Patrol Live once again. President-elect Joe Biden expected to speak any minute now. PBS gave me another countdown. Is once again sitting here with nothing on the screen. The word going around was that Biden expected to be actually officially declared the winner by 10 o'clock. I assume they're waiting on Pennsylvania probably to declare him the winner. Nevada? Still 87% in Nevada. But still, oh, you guys weren't looking at the map. 99% in Pennsylvania. He's up by 30,000 votes. A little less than 30,000. Still waiting for Biden to give his speech. So I guess we're just going to sit here for a little bit. Let's check the live channels elsewhere. Make sure we're not missing anything.
Hi.
Well, this is more interesting. Bloomberg actually has a live shot. There is the setup, the stage for his victory speech. There are people waiting. It is a drive-through event. Now, this is in Delaware. I assume it's incredibly cold there right now. It's a little chilly here, and I'm quite a few notches down in the latitude. So I would assume it's at least 50 degrees, 45 degrees. Yeah, I'm talking about the weather because, hey, Joe Biden is leaving us hanging here. We don't have anything else to talk about. Scroll through Facebook while we wait. Oh, that's me. This is what we know. We have to go back to the state level and how this morass came to be in the first instance. There is no way Donald Trump used the word morass. Wow, he's accusing the governor in the state Supreme Court of flagrantly violating the Constitution. Wow. I just can't with these people. I don't even know what to say. Also, these late ballots past election day are illegal. Yeah, I know I'm doing like the Stephen Colbert impression of Trump. Damn it, Joe. Wake up, motherfucker. Wake up, Sleepy Joe. Come give us a speech. Oh, I don't have Discord open. I'm sorry about earlier that we couldn't get the audio working. Well, hey there. How are you doing on this evening? I will get Discord worked out so that we're able to use it. Oh, let's flip back over. Don't expect me to be too entertaining right now. I don't really have anything to say. I just wanted to make some dinner. It's morning to you. Where are you at? General area. Don't give me your address. This is kind of my afternoon. I started doing this show, and as I was watching myself back, I was realizing, wow, I'm getting tired on the air and not doing the best job. So I've actually switched my schedule. Am I a racist? I don't think so. I think everybody's a little racist sometimes. I've said some things that could absolutely be portrayed as racism, but I try to be aware of what I'm saying and correct myself. I'm a white boy from America. Racism is so ingrained into this country that it's hard not to be a racist. Are you talking about my southern accent? My apologies. Then what about me sounds racist then? I don't know too many racists that come on and talk about how they try to have a self-awareness about racism. Well, as I said, I'm a white boy from America. It is so ingrained into our culture that, yes, I'm sure that I do things that are subconsciously racist. I'm sure I've said things that can be portrayed as racist. But I mean, I'm a progressive, a leftist. Oh, good Lord, no. Seriously, you're just like, is it the accent? That's why you thought I was a Trump supporter? I'm no Biden supporter, but I'm not a Trump supporter. I voted for Biden, but I voted for Biden because I voted for Biden because I want Bernie to be the chairman of the banking committee. I voted for Biden because my caucus, the progressives, the leftists, we have more sway in the Democratic Party. I voted for Biden because he's a competent individual. I don't think Biden is going to get 250,000 people killed out of sheer incompetence. But my plan from January 21st on is to be incredibly critical of Joe Biden from the left, to support primary challengers to entrenched Democrats that have been in office far too long, and to make sure that someone like an AOC is the presidential nominee come 2024. So I'm not exactly excited about a Joe Biden administration. It feels like You know, it's 2008 all over again, where I had to support Barack Obama. One, because he wasn't George W. Bush, and two, because he wasn't Hillary Clinton. I made sure during the primary that Hillary Clinton was not the nominee. Now, you say you're Turkish. Are you living in America? Or no, you said it's morning where you're at, so you're actually in Turkey. What's your opinion on Erdogan? I want to get a sense of what's going on in Turkey. Can you still say that openly? That's not a laughing matter. I hate him as well. And his connections to Donald Trump can't be understated. Awesome. Glad to have you here. But now, how hard is it to be a leftist in Turkey nowadays? I used to be one of the most democratic countries in the Middle East. And Erdogan has just been chipping away at the norms. That's why it was so important to get Trump out of office. Okay, so like I've heard a lot of horror stories out of Turkey. I didn't know Erdogan has been acting like an authoritarian for a very long time, but I didn't know how far it has gone. It looks like a Secret Service agent walking around on the stage. Now, everything today indicates that Joe Biden has won. Oh, yeah. Okay, it looks like this is the motorcade. So I would assume we're getting close. Get the sound up. So they assigned a whole Secret Service detail to Biden today. They designated the airspace above his house as strategic national defense. So all the indication is that Biden is the president-elect. It's just... It's like everything but the official word. The journalist Jamal Khashoggi, like he was stationed in Turkey, wasn't he? Victory speech. I hope it's a victory speech. It should be a victory speech, but now I don't think we are official yet. The word going around was that he was waiting until it was Mohammed bin MBS Mohammed bin Salmani. No, fucked his name up. I'm so sorry. I wasn't saying that it was Erdogan that had him killed. It was the Saudis. Something like that, yeah. So it doesn't look like it's official yet because the USA Today was doing a really good job of updating the totals. He's up by about 23,000 in Pennsylvania. Still up by about 27,000. Mohammed bin Salman. Mohammed bin, I think that's his name. It's actually been a little while since I've heard his name in the news. I feel like he's been trying to lay low here lately. When he came to power and did a lot of fucking shit there in the first couple of years. Especially with the Jamal Khashoggi thing. Really, I hadn't heard that. Now, I do know, didn't he have one of his brothers or a cousin killed or expelled, one or the other? I try to keep up with what's going on internationally. I don't like being an ignorant American. I want to be well informed. I really want to go to Turkey. It looks like a gorgeous country. And as I understand it, Istanbul is a happening city. So I would love... It's like Game of Thrones in Arabia. That's not a bad idea for a TV show, honestly. Yeah, I really want to go. All the pictures I see of it look amazing. If I come down, will you party with me? Come down, come over. Come. I don't know what you do. I don't know if that's a phrase you would know. It's like a Southern American thing. If I come on down. But seriously, that's a great idea for a TV show. I might steal that. I don't think it would go over well in the U.S. We are still waiting for Joe Biden to take the stage. The motorcade has arrived. All indication is that this will indeed be a victory speech. We were waiting on him to speak earlier. But it appears that he's been trying to push back the time because they wanted to get an official result from, I assume, Pennsylvania, because that's the one that's closest to finishing the vote tally. So that he would so that this would indeed be a victory speech. The U.S. isn't a good country, man. This this place has gone downhill over the last few years. Saudi Arabia looks beautiful as well. What's it? Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. We have a lot of institutional problems here in America. And it's really sad because we have all the potential. We squander so much in this country. And so many people believe in this American myth. especially like the Trump supporters, they believe in this America that doesn't actually exist. And they don't want to have a reckoning with our past. A lot of potential, but I mean, at this moment in time, a lot of people say, a lot of people in this country say, oh, America's the greatest country on earth, but then you look at the rankings and we're 20-something or below in everything, like healthcare outcomes, the happiness index. The only thing we're really good at in this country is locking up an insane amount of people. Trump fucked it a lot, but Trump is also just a symptom of the deep, deep institutional problems we have in this country. We lock more people up than China. Not per capita, just sheer raw numbers. And our prison system is incredibly fucked. And it's this hyper-capitalism. I try to tell people everything you hate is capitalism. The prison system is for profit in this country. So industry has an incentive to lock people up. And that's not right. The famous quote, there's no flag large enough to hide the shame of a man in cuffs. There are more people like Trump in the U.S. than I thought. Trump expanded his vote totals over 2016. And that has been one of the most disheartening things of this election cycle to me. More people voted for him. His incompetence got almost 250,000 people killed. He flat out told the people that he wanted to be a fascist and rule as a dictator, and people went right along with it. And they did it because they want their feelings coddled. And they want, like the Republican Party plays to the insecure masculinity of a lot of these fucks. I agree with your assessment, though. Racist, ignorant, dumb as fuck. Child rapist. He raped a kid. Now, as I said, I'm no fan of Biden. He's got his own rape allegation. As well as being handsy. But I mean, I look at Biden and I see a man that at least has empathy. And that lives in reality. That's why I can't get over just how right-wingers live in an alternate universe. Of course it's a small party. There's a pandemic going on. And thank God we're finally going to have a president that's going to take the pandemic seriously. And not purposely try to get 250,000 people killed. Because I highly recommend, there's a Hulu documentary called Totally Under Control. And if you watch that, it's blatantly obvious. The Trump administration not only failed because of their incompetence, it was like they were actively working against the scientists. Bernie would have been better. Absolutely. I'm so sad. As I said earlier on the stream, we should have been watching Bernie's victory speech, not even tonight. Had Bernie been the nominee, we would have watched Bernie's victory speech on Tuesday night. Because he would have won Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania handily. It has been the progressives that won big in the election this past week. Whereas the corporatist liberals either lost, They lost ground in the House. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys aren't even looking at the shot. They lost ground in the House. And the ones that did retain, barely by the skin of their teeth, kept their seats. Whereas the progressives did incredibly well. And it was Stacey Abrams, it was Ilhan Omar, and it was Rashida Tlaib that carried Joe Biden over the finish line. Ilhan Omar had a door-knocking campaign in Minnesota. Same thing with Rashida Tlaib in Michigan. And then you have Stacey Abrams, who has worked her ass off. Trump will be gone. I like that. And also I frame this as who is my opponent in this political argument. And I would much rather be fighting Joe Biden to get the policies that I want than fighting Trump, because my fight doesn't even matter with Trump. I'm exhausted of fucking fact-checking him and just his supporters constantly. I had one send me like a whole list of red flags of the election. Every single one of them was complete and total nonsense. From the wagon that carried the ballots in. Never happened. Yeah, come on, Joe. Sleepy Joe taking a nap out there. No. I was upset at the way he talked on Tuesday night. I thought he should have went ahead and made a victory speech on Tuesday night. It was obvious. Trump has been fucking exhausting. Because, you can't have a conversation about policy with Trump in the office. You have to just smack down his lies. Every discussion that I had with a right-winger wasn't about, what's best for this country. It was me correcting their bullshit. I'm still a Bernie supporter. I voted for Joe Biden so Bernie Sanders could be the chairman of the banking committee. Now, it doesn't look like that's going to happen unless they win the 2 special elections in Georgia. So it's kind of a long shot. It's an attempt to try to paint him as ineffectual and not on the ball, intellectually bereft of substance, which is insane because that's Trump. Every other word, I think you're being generous. I assume they're getting some kind of information out of Pennsylvania that, hey, any minute we're going to call this, and that's why we're still waiting. But as I said, the caravan has already arrived. The caravan, the motorcade. Earlier in the day, he was assigned his full Secret Service detail. The airspace above his house was designated as strategic national defense. So the mechanisms of government are already churning. And they are acting like Biden is the winner, so. And if you listen to Trump speak, it sure as shit seems like he knows Biden's the winner. But I see a lot of people talking about how they're ready for slow news days and how they're ready to just go back to sleep. Please, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, liberals. That's a nice party you have there. Be a shame if somebody like me and my friends took it over. We've come damn close the last 2 presidential cycles of taking over the Democratic Party. I think we do it over the next 4 years. Trump absolutely knows he's lost. Damn right. The Democratic Party is ours. And in terms of who I would rather fight inside the Democratic Party, I honestly think Biden makes a good foil for the left. And that he's ultimately kind of weak. He's a weak candidate. I feel like he will be a weak president. And that makes our job as progressives to take over the goddamn party a hell of a lot easier. We 86-45 on 11/3/2020. Flash metal, motherfuckers. Still waiting on Sleepy Joe. Yeah, I several times during the race, I actually made the comment, I really wish that Harris had been the nominee. I mean, not over Bernie, over Biden. I have had a lot of praise for Kamala and her questioning inside the Senate. I'm a C-SPAN wonk. I watch shit like that. I know I don't look like it. But I watch fucking Senate hearings and shit. She is very effective. And that was one of the reasons why I was so excited for her during the debate. But it became clear that she's not as good on her feet, unfortunately. But when she is prepared, when she gets to come in a Senate hearing, holy shit. She is one of the best senators in terms of questioning people. Bernie might have been the best president ever. Now, Bernie would have faced a hell of a lot of challenges. I mean, and it's kind of hard to be effective when your own goddamn party fights you tooth and nail. But it's okay. Just gotta let the baby boomers die out. I shall return 1 second. I was in the process of making dinner when I saw the countdown. Damn it, Joe. Oh, shit. Now, what I do really enjoy about Joe Biden is that we're going to get a... Unlike Obama, it's not going to be a polished speech, but we're going to get some real fucking emotion from Joe. The Trumpsters are already butthurt. During my normal show, just a couple hours ago, we went over all the ways the Trumpsters are losing their shit. We watched the video of the people outside of the polling place just like fucking praying and speaking in tongues. If you didn't see, I'll show you a Trumpster losing their shit here. I made this video from, I'll show you a, hold on here. So somebody sent me the video of Trump's spiritual advisor last night. During the show, I played the video and I started dancing to it.
There be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting.
These people are going nuts.
Sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory.
That is Trump's spiritual advisor.
The Lord says it is done.
Having a breakdown.
For I hear victory, 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 victory in the corridors of heaven.
I thought she was a good beatboxer, so I put the Trump dancing over top of it.
Victory, victory, victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka deda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata.
Now, as we talked about earlier on the show, I want them to put Hillary Clinton on the Supreme Court. She was trying her best. I want Hillary Clinton on the Supreme Court because she's just as good as anybody else that we would get from a Biden administration, and she will make Republicans' heads explode. She was a lawyer and a very apt lawyer. So she is absolutely qualified to be on the Supreme Court. The majority report earlier today said, and I'm totally behind the idea, make Hunter Biden the ambassador to the Ukraine. Petty. Tucker Carlson thinks Biden is a hologram? Tucker's really gone off the deep end, hasn't he? I haven't checked in with him since the Tony Bobolewski thing a couple of weeks ago. I've seen holograms in person, and the technology is not there yet. I really contemplated it a couple of years ago. They were talking about doing a Frank Zappa tour with his band and a holographic Frank Zappa. Oh, Tucker's mad now. I'm sure he's sitting there during... I think his show's on right now. I'm sure he's sitting there with like a befuddled look. Old Tucky. Now, everybody knows Tucker Carlson is full of shit, right? You can look up the clips. He doesn't believe anything he fucking says. And Fox actually settled a lawsuit against him by saying, hey, he's just playing a character. But Sam Seder actually tells the story of when they were at MSNBC together back when Tucker still wore the bow tie and shit. Probably around 2004, 2005, 2006-ish. And Sam tells the story about them going outside and like Tucker smoking a cigarette. And he's talking to Sam like, hey, you can drop it. It's just, you know, we're off air now. Owen Schroyer. I'm not that familiar with him. I haven't watched InfoWars in a while. I used to really a morbid curiosity with Alex Jones. I really enjoy, like, he's fun to listen to. Like, at some point in time, I will probably go back and listen to him on the Joe Rogan Experience from a couple weeks ago. Hannity was caught vaping. Now, there are stories about Hannity, how he throws the football? Apparently, he was a tennis player. And when he first started doing his show at Fox, he would throw a tennis ball. And Roger Ailes made fun of him and said, no, you can't throw a tennis ball. You got to throw a football because I'm manly. Alex Jones is fucking hilarious. Have you ever seen the video? I think it's like Alex Jones is a folk song. I think is how you Google that. It is hilarious. What platform do you troll InfoWars on? Because they've been kicked off all the major platforms, haven't they? Or are you just going to their site? Do they have like a little chat on the Infowars.com? Infowars.com. Come get your brain. What? Brain fuel? I can't even remember what it's fucking called. Well, here comes another motorcade. So maybe the first one was Kamala's motorcade. And this is Biden pulling up now. Still a lot of American flags. Let's hope. Because when I stepped away, I was putting my dinner in the oven. They're on Periscope. Oh, shit. I might head over there and troll some InfoWars. My strategy for growing this channel has been to get as much hate as I can from right-wingers. Go troll them and get as many hate watchers as I can. Because then they'll bump up my numbers and actual leftists will find me. So now that I know Alex Jones is back on Periscope, I will go over there and fuck with them. USA Today is still not called Pennsylvania. I think that's what Biden has been waiting on, to actually get the official call. Yes, I'm president, when he walks up on the stage. I don't hate conservatives at all. I don't hate anybody. I hate misinformation. And when I try to have discussions about policy with right-wingers, they never know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't hate them. I wish that conservatives were actually conservative. What the fuck? What the fuck are they conserving? Other than white supremacy, it seems. Let's not talk about that. I mean, we have an incredibly apt Secret Service that is very good at their job. You would have to give me examples. There have been people call into this show and as conservatives, and they don't fare too well. You're more than welcome to call in. Now, we're getting ready to listen to Biden here shortly. Did you support Trump because I don't take you seriously? It's you saying you want to conserve the Constitution if you supported Trump. Trump's own defense secretary said he was a threat to the Constitution. So if you support a man like Trump, then you're not actually for the Constitution. You're for this mythology that you've been taught about the Constitution. I don't know what you mean by the Second Amendment. Reasonable gun control. First of all, I'm a leftist, so I'm pro-gun. Violating a monuments clause. Had what was it? 10 different foreign entities were giving money to the Trump organization. So he was taking bribes while he was in office. Violations of the separations of power. He ignored subpoenas by Congress. Used the office to enrich himself. He literally said if he was reelected, he was going to fire the heads of the FBI, the CIA, and the Joint Chiefs because they wouldn't prosecute his political opponents. Man, the proposals that the Democrats... Hillary ignores subpoenas this year. What? I've watched Hillary fucking sit in front of Congress for hours on end. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's technically got that power. But I mean, he appointed Gina Haspel to the CIA. But you can't use the instruments of government to attack your political opponents. That's what a dictator does. And the reason he wanted to fire the head of the CIA was because they weren't investigating Hunter Biden, Joe Biden. Honestly, I don't doubt that she took money from the Ayatollah or the Saudis for her campaign. Guess who's not a Hillary supporter? Guess who never voted for her? Guess who did his best to make sure she wasn't the nominee twice? But man, if you have a problem with people taking foreign money, holy shit. Let me tell you all about Donald Trump, including Saudi Arabia. Apparently the FBI has been investigating the laptop for well over a year and found no incriminating evidence. It's clearly real? What? The whole laptop story, and you can go back on this channel and look at my videos. The whole laptop thing was stupid. And it was just a deflection. It was an attempt to manufacture the Hillary email scandal from 2016 that worked so well for Trump the first time. Failed miserably. Nothing in her emails except exposing her as the Wall Street sellout that she was. The FBI was not spying on the Trump campaign. The people that the FBI issued warrants for were absolutely doing illegal shit. No, I deal in facts. What on the laptop is a scandal? All he does is lie and eat hot chips. What on the laptop was a scandal? I said this over and over. Anybody that's watched my stream has heard me say it. What on the laptop was a scandal? What incriminating evidence was found on that laptop? First of all, Rudy Giuliani showed it to the New York Post and wouldn't give it to any other news outlet because they would investigate it.
Good evening, my fellow Americans.
Here we go.
We don't have a final declaration of victory yet, but the numbers tell us it's clear. Tell us a clear and convincing story. We're going to win this race. Just look at what has happened since yesterday. 24 hours. We were behind in Georgia. Now we're ahead and we're going to win that state. 24 hours ago, we were behind in Pennsylvania, and we are going to win Pennsylvania. And now we're ahead, but we're winning in Arizona, we're winning in Nevada. And in fact, our lead just doubled in Nevada. We're on track to over 300 electoral college votes. And look at the national numbers. We're going to win this race with a clear majority of the nation behind us. We've gotten over 74 million votes. Let me repeat that, 74 million votes. That's more than any presidential ticket has ever gotten in the history of the United States of America. And our vote total is still growing. We're beating Donald Trump by over 4 million votes. And that's a margin that's still growing as well. One of the things I'm especially proud of is how well we've done across America. And we're going to be the first Democrat to win in Arizona in 24 years. We're going to be the first Democrat to win Georgia in 28 years. And we've rebuilt the blue wall in the middle of the country that crumbled just 4 years ago. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, the heartland of this nation. I know watching these vote tallies on TV moves very
Well, shit. Fuck you, Bloomberg. Jesus.
Run a busy.
Go PBS. Here we go.
more worrisome all across the country. Daily cases are skyrocketing, and it's now believed that we could see as many as 200,000 cases in a single day. The death toll is approaching 240,000 lives lost to this virus. That's 240,000 empty chairs, kitchen tables, and dining room tables all across America. We'll never be able to measure all that pain and the loss, the suffering that so many families have experienced. We know something about what it feels like to lose someone. And I want them to know they're not alone. Our hearts break with you. I want everyone to know on day one, we're going to put our plan to control this virus into action. We can't save any of the lives lost, any of those who have been lost, but we can save a lot of lives in the months ahead. Senator Harris and I also heard yesterday about how this recovery is slowing because of the failure to get the pandemic under control. More than 20 million people are on unemployment.
Or to give any stimulus to the people.
About making rent and putting food on the table. Our economic plan will put a focus on a path to a strong recovery. Look, we both know tensions are high. They can be high after a tough election, one like we've had. But we need to remember, we have to remain calm, patient, let the process work out as we count all the votes. You know, we're proving again what we've proved for 244 years in this country. Democracy works. Your vote will be counted. I don't care how hard people try to stop it. I will not let it happen. The people will be heard. Our journey is toward a more perfect union, and it keeps moving on. In America, we hold strong views. We have strong disagreements, and that's okay. Strong disagreements are inevitable in a democracy, and strong disagreements are healthy. They're a sign of a vigorous debate, of deeply held views. But we have to remember, the purpose of our politics isn't total, unrelenting, unending warfare. No, the purpose of our politics, the work of the nation, isn't to fan the flames of conflict, but to solve problems, to guarantee justice, to give everybody a fair shot, and to improve the lives of our people. We may be opponents, but we're not enemies. We're Americans. No matter who you voted for, I'm certain of one thing. The vast majority of almost 150 million Americans who voted, they want to get the vitriol out of our politics. We're certainly not going to agree on a lot of issues.
No.
At least we can agree to be civil with one another. We have to put the anger and the demonization behind us.
There's a good 40, 50 million Americans that do not want that at all.
It's not going to be easy. We have to try. My responsibility as president will be to represent the whole nation. And I want you to know that I'll work as hard for those who voted against me as those who voted for me. That's the job. That's the job. It's called the duty of care for all Americans. We have serious problems to deal with, from COVID to the economy to racial justice to climate change. We don't have any more time to waste on partisan warfare. You know, and more than that, we have such an incredible opportunity to build the future we want for our kids and our grandkids. I've said many, many times, I've never been more optimistic about the future of this nation. There is no reason we can't own the 21st century. We just need to remember who we are. This is the United States of America. And there's never been anything we've been unable to do, unable to accomplish when we've done it together. I hope to be talking to you tomorrow. I want to thank you all, and may God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Good night.
All right, Devin. So, first of all, you're 10% for the big guy. Fox News determined that there was no business deal with Sinahawk. Never happened. Didn't go through, no money, and there's no evidence that Joe Biden was the big guy. Now, that was Fox News because that was one of the only news organizations that had access to the laptop. Because you lied when you said 40. No. Rudy Giuliani took it to the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal said, no. This is not true. They passed and sent it to the New York Post. Saying that the media is left-wing is absolutely stupid. The media is corporatist, and corporatism is very right-wing. There is no left-wing media. Left-wing media would be advocating for public ownership of the means of production. So, by default, a corporate media, if it sells advertising, can't be left-wing. Not a bad speech. Didn't go as far as I would have wanted. I thought there was going to be more emotion. I still think he should be acting. Sure, 92% of the media is anti-Trump because, hey, have you looked at Trump before? Anyone with a brain is anti-Trump. He raped a child. He raped a 13-year-old. On top of the 20-something other accusations he has against him. He's a complete and total fraud. He's not even a fucking billionaire. There's only one type of people that fucking love Trump. And it's absolute morons. If you love somebody that is a complete fraud, that has laundered money, accusations? What? Would you like to call in and argue, Devin? 917-830-4359. Give us a ring, man. Dude, I don't know what. Do you want me to show you the pictures of him with Jeff Epstein? Do you want me to show you him saying, "Oh, Jeffrey Epstein loves young girls just like I do"? Do you want me to show you the video of him saying, "Oh, that 15-year-old, I'll be dating her"? Do you want me to show you all the creepy things he says about his own daughter? Anybody with a brain is against Trump because he's an absolute fucking monster. But I tried to go through your accusations that you threw out and tell you why they're wrong. the things you said, because this is the thing that I hate about right-wingers. I can't have a conversation with you because you don't live in reality. And before I could even finish correcting the shit you said more dumb shit that was wrong. And that's one of the things about right-wingers, is you just try to deluge the conversation with as much bullshit as you can. So I have to spend all my fucking time batting down your bullshit. And that's another thing. Fucking, you want to talk about being owned by China? Trump had a secret bank account in China, paid more taxes to the Chinese government than he did the U.S. government. Jesus Christ. Do you know who has business deals with China? The Trump Organization. Do you know who China gave trademarks to? Oh, Ivanka Trump? Weird. But yet I've got to contend with some dumbass conspiracy about a Sinohawk deal that never fucking happened, and whether or not the big guy was Joe Biden. And I'm not even a fan of Joe Biden. I've been against Joe Biden from the beginning. There's been no one more critical of Joe Biden than me. But if you're going to try to have an argument, know what the fuck you're talking about. I had plenty of criticisms of Joe Biden, but they're legitimate. Not just made up bullshit from Rudy Giuliani's ass. And no, of course he doesn't have the balls to call in. And yeah, we're not tolerant around here. We're not tolerant of bullshit. Fucking right-wingers always want to criticize my tone or my demeanor, the decorum. Because you can't fucking win on facts. And no, I will not tolerate it. Of course he ran away. I'll give him the chance, though. But hey, if you don't want to call and give us a talk. He went over to InfoWars. They just want to distract from the actual conversation. I wanted to listen to what Joe Biden had to say and talk about the substance of it. They don't care about substance. I had a boss one time that says when you wallow in shit, you're bound to get it on you. I think. Was that it? When you play with pigs or something? Something like that. I don't know. They just want us to wallow in the shit and get it on us. But hey, I'm looking forward to... they said she was going to, but PBS cut off. But that might have been a thing with... ABC News caller? That may have been they were expecting... Yeah, apparently she's not talking. They may have been expecting Pennsylvania to call. It looks like it's not going to happen tonight. That was probably why she was going to speak. Well, Devin, man, I'll let you know. We do this show every weeknight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm always here. Comment. You can call in. You can Discord with me. We'll get that fixed up. I take all comers, man. If you think you can make me look stupid, please come back here and try. Be sure to give us a like, a share, a subscribe, a follow, whatever platform you're on. Thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN. We will see you Monday night on the Troll Patrol.